Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Funhaus Podcast.
Hello.
It's me, Lindsay. I'm one of your hosts, along with Ryan Haley.
Sup?
And today we're joined by Jon Smiff.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. How are you?
I'm
doing
wonderful. Thank you for having us today on the podcast.
Thank you for joining me in this room like we do. Now, for a while, we've been doing this every other week. It was a little bit light, but we started a new podcast that's a Funhaus podcast, but it's called Trash for Trash. So that's kind of been going up. Maybe to ease the heartache for the 5,000 people who are out there listening.
And and it's a movie-based podcast.
It's a movie podcast with James Willems and Patrick Brown, and they talk about old movies that are kind of trash movies. Now, I'm distracted because he's staring into your ear.
You have a huge ear hair, Ryan.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa, weird.
Yeah.
John was
Crazy.
staring into
It's
Ryan's
dangling.
ear.
I noticed it and I couldn't take my eyes off of it.
You know, I also had a huge nipple hair. I swear to God, it was like really this long, and then I burnt it off. And
You burnt it off?
Why did you burn it off?
I had no scissors available to me.
Why didn't you just plug it?
Dude, just pull that shit off.
I hate plucking it, man. It's like I don't like it's like getting a shot.
You don't like when your nipple stretches all the way out like
No.
a foot away from your body
I'd
as you
rather
like
burn it
pull
off and
the.
watch it. Pyro that shit.
Have you ever had anybody pluck your eyebrows or anything like that?
No,
No.
nothing. I don't.
Did you know girls get nipple hair too?
I did not know.
Yeah, no, well now you know.
Girls can get hair everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like
Name a place,
I'm like
any
so
place.
hairless.
Taint.
I wish I had more hair. I wish I was more of a man.
I actually,
just like
I
a
know,
fucking
Lindsay, I know we
baby.
interrupted your intro, but I do
No,
also,
that's fine.
I don't really have body issues in terms of like the male ones of like, I'm not hairy enough or, I'm going bald. Like I've known I'm going bald since I was a baby. Everyone in my family
When you were bald as a baby?
Yeah. But in this week's DC Dundays, it's Aquaman. There's a sequence which it actually got cut from the YouTube version because there was a lot of hip thrusting. It's me banging a fish. But when I saw the shot of my back and I saw that it looked like a weird map of just like patches of hair.
Oh.
Like I have like a smooth back, but there's like weird little pockets, little orbs, little centers of back hair. And I was like, oh, I wish I had a full back of hair.
That's fair.
Or
I feel
no
like that's
hair.
really common. I mean, if you see a guy at the beach, you go, it's I'm trying to think of a comparison, a night sky of hair.
A night sky of
I'm
hair.
trying to be,
It's like a
romantic. A night sky of hair.
Yes, it looks like a Van Gogh painting on my back.
Okay.
Yeah, Starry Night. You didn't interrupt anything. I welcome conversation off the cuff. I was going to ask, because it's officially November as of recently.
Yeah. You ain't nothing this month?
Ain't nothing?
Ain't nothing?
Oh.
What?
Yes, that's right. I ain't nothing because it's no nut November.
Oh, right.
No, I was just going to ask if you ended up doing any like the Halloween Horror Nights or anything like that last month.
I
got 10 minutes.
skipped Halloween Horror Nights. I've been a whole bunch of times. I love it.
Really?
But I kind of am like, at this point, the last time I went, I was like, I'm not going to come back here unless I drop a shit ton of money on that fast pass. Because it's
Lines are too long.
It's ridiculous. It's like you go and then for the first couple hours you can maybe get a couple of the haunted houses, but then at a certain point it's literally like an hour plus for every single maze you go to.
Yeah.
So you got to either get that. So it's like $75 to go just normal and stand in the long lines, or like $300 to go to as many of them as you want, or you can be smart like James and Elise and go with Zach Anner and you can just go straight up to the front.
Oh, damn it.
What?
That's such a good idea.
I mean,
Sure, Zach is open to be hired.
I was making a joke that that's why they hang out with Zach.
Oh no!
theme parks in general have no reason
it
to
very
cap tickets or anything, because more tickets are just bodies in the park, so it doesn't matter if like there's lines for rides, because people will wait in them, or they're just gonna walk around the park and they paid. How much is Halloween Horror Nights? Like $90.
Something like that. Yeah.
They pay $90 to go walk around and you don't get to do anything. I decided this year I'm not doing Disneyland.
Ever?
I'm just done with it for a while. until they make some huge.
I went back
Because you went recently, and it was a lot.
I went recently, and I had a fucking blast.
I went in July or June, but I also went October the year before that. Now I hadn't been. No, and then I went June. So I've been 3 times in the last year and a half, and like that to me, I was like, I don't need to keep going to this.
Yeah.
I violently disagree.
Yeah.
Love me some Disneyland.
I am philosophically opposed to queuing. So I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights. I've never done any of those things. There's a lot of things I haven't done because it hasn't happened a lot where I'll get there and I'll see the line and I'll go, nah.
You're like Cartman in that South Park episode, about Casa Bonita, I think. Like, the lines. If I only had this place by myself.
What's South Park?
Okay.
No, but yeah. So I can't do Disneyland. The only times I've done Disneyland as an adult was with Funhaus when Bruce surprised us and was like, "Hey, I know you have an edit due tomorrow, but we're going to Disneyland for the day."
You had flip flops, right? And
what? Yeah. Well, no, I had my house slippers on because I wear slippers. And I think the other year was flip flops. Yeah, I think you're right.
Did you ever get the surprise trip?
I was before my
it was
time.
before me too.
Oh, you missed out.
Yeah,
you missed out.
I heard legends.
Oh, I think a number of people complained because it was always a surprise.
Complained about a free trip to Disneyland.
Well, you weren't here when our work hours were insane. Like when it was
pretty insane.
when we were Crunch House.
I feel like this is Crunch House still. I feel like
we have 9 days for to cut episodes. We had
9 days now. Are you shitting? That's
right. Am I crazy?
No,
Absolutely
you are
not.
crazy.
Oh, we went down. It was up to 9 at some point.
I think that
And
sometimes
9's the number I
videos,
keep hearing Dan yell about.
I've never heard 9. It was always
That must be an exaggeration.
or maybe he gives you more time.
The
you son
expectation,
of a
well,
bitch.
set the record straight. The expectation is 3 to 5 days
Yeah.
to edit a video.
Yes.
So that's pretty quick, especially when you're being like, we're recording a pod. You're not editing right now because you're recording a podcast.
It is.
Correct.
And you weren't, and we were
I
doing
completely
a stream,
agree.
you know?
I completely agree. So that's why it's insane to me that when I started at Funhaus, they would shoot demo disc on Wednesday morning, and it would get handed off, and then you would have to have it exported by Friday afternoon. And this was demo disc where it was kind of elevated from our other stuff because it was like you had to have a lot of Photoshops. You had to have a lot of visual goofs editing wise. So that's literally 2 work days to crank out an insane video. It's that. And then on a Wednesday, Bruce comes in and goes, "Hey, we shot demo disc yesterday. We're going to fucking Disneyland." And it was
baby.
like, no.
Pick a better day. Yeah, I mean, did anybody ever go, no thanks? I'm just curious. I wasn't here. I'm getting the tea for the
I
audience.
don't know. I don't think so.
No, everybody was like, you're right.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I enjoyed it because it was basically just hanging out in lines with friends.
Yeah.
So it was fine that I got forced into this situation, but I would never choose to go to a place, block out 9 hours of time that you're going to be there and do 8 things.
Oh,
That
dude.
is fucking insane to me.
I went, a month or two ago, and we got there right when the rope drop happened almost,
rope drop.
So we're there at 8,
Wow.
and then we left at midnight.
Oh
All right?
my God.
16 hours of Disney,
How
baby.
many
a million
rides?
things. I did almost everything I wanted to do except like Peter Pan.
Yeah, so
So
7
do you
things.
park hopper?
What?
Park hopper?
Park Hopper went to California Adventures too. It was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. So it can be done.
How many things did you do?
A lot. There was only
the things
there was
he
only
does.
2 times.
You're
where
inflating it in your head.
I'm not. There was
No, I
only
don't
2
think-
times where I was in a line. Most lines were like less than 20 minutes, which is
What?
fine. And then there was only twice where it was like, all right, this is taking fucking forever. It was like Mickey Mouse's new Toon Ride or Mickey and Minnie's new cartoon thing. It was kind of cool, but
Oh, I did that one.
it wasn't worth like an hour, And then there was like one other, I want to say Big Thunder Mountain, that was like over an hour. So it's like, but whatever. Who gives a
Did you
shit?
do Space Mountain?
Fuck yeah, that was the first thing we did.
What was the wait?
That was the first thing we did, so it was like barely anything.
Because you got there at 8 a.m.
Yeah. So I want to say the wait was like 15 minutes max.
I just mean like I just went there 3 times in the last year and a half, and I'm like, I don't need to go again in January. For example, like my sister wants to go in January, and I'm like, I don't.
You've OD'd.
You OD'd
on Disney Magic.
OD'd. But I still think that it's fun when I think that everybody should get to go and experience that, and
Did y'all watch the? So there's a guy. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. It's the fucking Disneyland. He's like he does theme park YouTube. You've seen his videos. You know who he is.
Jack from Rooster Teeth.
No, not that stupid bitch. That Inside Gaming slut.
You're talking about the guy who does the videos about theme parks.
Yeah,
Defunct Land.
Defunct Land. Yes,
Okay.
perfect.
Those are great videos.
Yeah, they're great, and he's got his. I didn't realize because I'd seen him years and years ago, where like he would he'd make a little video about this park that didn't work or whatever, and it's like, oh, these are interesting. But then I guess over the years he's evolved into a full-on documentarian.
They're like
basically.
documentaries that
He did
made.
one on the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, did he really?
He did one on the Play Pass or the Disney Touch Pass or whatever.
The Fast Pass?
Is that what the bracelet is?
Fast Pass is like the thing that gets you to
Okay,
the
well,
front
yeah,
of
it's
the
called
line.
Fast Pass. I don't know anything about Disney, Lindsay, okay? But he made a video about the history of the Fast Pass.
Yeah.
And that just killed all of Disney IRL experiences for me because it's literally designed now it's designed to like basically unless you're a Disney fanatic who like 6 months prior to their trip goes on the website and books all of their fast passes because they're staying at the Disney hotel.
Yeah.
It's like it's this whole crazy fucking game that if you want to go and have a full day of Disney where you're not standing in line.
Yeah.
Which
Question.
maybe you think you experienced. You did not.
As close to that without paying as much
Don't
money as you
gaslight
have
Ryan.
I will gaslight him.
Have you guys been to Disney World?
Yes, I have. Way more than
Oh, yeah,
Disneyland.
you grew up in that.
Yeah.
Have you?
I don't know, Lindsay. Ever heard of 9/11?
Yeah, Lindsay. Ever heard of 9/11, you fucking weirdo?
What?
Sorry.
Don't gaslight
Sorry.
John and say he doesn't remember
That was
9/11.
a joke,
okay?
Lindsay. I am being nice to you, Lindsay.
I don't
Is that when you were at Disney World?
I was at Disney World, yeah, when 9/11 happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was supposed to
Okay.
get on a plane on September 11th, but it did not happen. We were at Disney World. We'd been there for a week. We'd seen all the sights, done all the things, and then we were getting up. We were packing. It's early. Oh, I could barely see. And we get a knock at the door, and my mom opens the door, and it's this.
It's Osama bin Laden. She says, he goes, don't ride on a plane today. I'm warning you.
I wish that was what happened. No, it was this distraught woman just going, and we were like, what the fuck? And the husband came out and they're like, we saw that you had this, I guess when you're checking out of this hotel, they put like a little thing that's like, thanks for staying or whatever, like taped to your door. He's like, we saw you guys were checking out today and you need to turn on your TVs because some crazy shit has happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then from that,
Why were you in school?
Because, and this is
Fall
actually
break.
a life pro tip for people, traveling, doing like things that are traditionally family vacay situations, like going to Disney World, doing it the week after Labor Day, is supposedly it's the best time to do it because like Labor Day is like the end of family vacations, like summer family vacations. Labor Day is the end. Yeah. So my mom's friend, Tommy Tebow, great name. I know you guys don't know. I just wanted to say his name's Tommy Tebow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Isn't that the football? Isn't that like the
It's
football?
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow. Brothers, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Possibly. Who knows?
My fantasy team is the Tim T-Boners, as I've discussed many times
Really?
on this podcast, so I have a connection as well. Continue.
Nice. Very cool. But basically from Tuesday, it happened on a Tuesday. Every day we were calling the airline and just rescheduling our tickets for the next day because the airlines didn't know what was happening because all planes got grounded.
Yeah, I remember that.
All right.
Weren't there like no flights for a couple?
There were no flights, and it was for a while. But the airlines didn't know when the government was going to release the hold on the FAA.
Yeah.
Did they even ground like
everything?
The Dumbo flights?
They did, yeah. They had Dumbo in cuffs and a muzzle.
Whoa,
yeah, it seemed like overkill, kind of, actually, to be honest. But anyways, on Friday, after 3 days of that, our dad, who's in San Diego because he didn't come with us, was like, "All right, we're renting a car, coming to get y'all." So
they drove across from California.
Yeah, my dad
to get and then to drive you. Why didn't you rent a car there?
Because my mom didn't. My mom doesn't like driving, and so
Oh.
doing a full cross country trip was
I
just, she
get
was
it.
just like, no.
I get it.
Dude, your dad did a
Yeah.
there and back.
No, it was my dad and my future. Well, I guess unrevealed child predator youth group pastor.
Oh my God.
Rented
the
a
Tebow?
van.
That's the Tebow?
No, Tommy Tebow is the perfect man. He's never
Oh,
done
okay.
anything wrong. But those two rented a van, drove. I think it took them 31 hours. They left like Friday,
Uh-huh.
or maybe it was Saturday morning, or no, I don't remember. No. It was Friday afternoon. It was Friday after my dad got off work. They drove, and then they arrived Sunday morning, laid down, slept for 3 hours, got back up, and then did the same drive back. And we got home, I think it was the Tuesday following. So it was a week. 9/11 extended my vacation by a week, and it was awesome.
Well, this is the Where Were You on 9/11 podcast. We're just tuning in. Lindsay, we're going around the horn. Where were you on,
We are.
What were you
right?
doing on 9/11? And tell us the story.
I was in like a music class.
Okay.
You were.
We're the same age, so like,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Were you in 8th grade?
I
or
was
9th grade?
in 9th grade.
What
You were
time
in eighth
zone were
grade?
you in?
I was in Central. It was like second period, Mrs. Rush's biology class.
Like 8 a.m.
Eastern Central Pacific. No, you were in Florida.
Because it happened at what, like
8
in New York, it happened at
8 a.m.
8
It was
a.m.
like 8:12 a.m. or something like that. 8:02 a.m.
Yeah, they waited
I
until
used to
a
know
bunch
the
of
times
people
because
were.
like I had a phase in my like late 20s where I would just every year I would just watch all kinds of shit about it because like I always knew it happened and stuff.
Mhm.
But then there was a certain age where I got where I was like, whoa, that's so fucked up.
Yeah.
You weren't
And
like
so-
that when it happened?
I was like 14 and like I understood the gravity of it. Well, I knew what happened. I don't think I fully understood the gravity of it. I just was like, oh, it's like a thing. And I'm not there. I don't see it.
You weren't watching it on
We were
on
watching
TV?
it on TV, but I just was like, oh, it's like war or something. Like my brain didn't really understand it.
Were you watching live when the second one hit?
Yes.
Probably not. I don't know. We had it on, but I also, the boy that I had a
Right.
crush on just started dating my best friend, like one of my good friends. And so I was really concerned about that.
Was he on one of the planes?
No, he was just a butthole.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, right. There are more important things than terrorism
Under 14.
in a
yeah.
14-year-old
well, when you don't
girl's life.
understand, you're
No,
just
no,
like, yeah,
no,
what
no,
the
no. I
fuck
was
is
saying
it?
that with complete
So
sincerity.
as an adult, and you're like, oh shit, damn.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've watched a lot of videos. I've seen all the
You're a
footage.
truther. Yeah, we know.
Dude, okay. Did any of y'all watch like get any of the conspiracy stuff? Because that was this is
Yeah.
the first time. So
Yeah, use your common sense brain. though.
I'm lucky enough, I guess, to have been born with a brain, or maybe it was how I was raised, that I was able to call bullshit on this documentary when it first started. I think it was called Lost Change or like the Zeitgeist Protocol or something like that.
This sounds so
Zeitgeist, is that
familiar.
the Alex Jones one?
I don't know. It came out when I was in high school, I think, or
think
early
Zeitgeist is
college.
the Alex Jones.
Like
video.
05 through 07 range.
Okay.
And when you start it, literally the first 10 minutes is just colors shifting around and like weird like spa music. What?
I'm looking at this movie. We're talking about Loose Change. It's a series of films that focused on this conspiracy theories. But like you look at the cast section, it goes cast Corey Rowe, Osama bin Laden, listed as the fucking cast.
What's his IMDb?
How many IMDb entries does Osama bin Laden have? What
Jesus.
the fuck? But basically it was literally trying to put you into like a
Argue in favor of certain conspiracy theories.
what?
That's what the movies were. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Peter
No.
Joseph made.
Well, I mean,
like,
yeah, they are documentaries on the conspiracy, but what I'm saying is that it started off with like a brain shining.
Oh, yes.
Like it was just like whoa,
Yeah.
colors and stuff for so long, and I was just sitting there like, what the fuck?
It's like the visuals in Punch Drunk Love.
Kind of,
with
yeah.
John Bryan's
It basically
music.
Like an
it,
Instagram filter.
I was sitting there and I was like, is this thing like trying to get me into like a suggestible state? Like,
Yes.
and the answer is yes, it was.
Yeah, there's many tools that can be used in media to do that.
It just seemed weirdly like, why would they do that in a documentary? It didn't make any. I was so confused. But anyway,
It's his artistic, way of
Yeah.
of
convincing you that your information you're sharing is
that
correct.
jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
I want to
Yes.
I want to offer you the opportunity to share where you were, if you'd like to.
Before that, can I just give an anecdote about?
Yeah, please.
Well, okay, because
so-
I have something after that.
Yeah.
I was wondering what we were planning on talking about during this
Yeah.
podcast.
So,
what
if you're a
ones he had.
truther out here going, that's right, jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Uh-huh.
There's this metallurgist on YouTube.
Metallurgist?
Yeah, a guy like a blacksmith.
Metallurgy, or is that how to
I
say
didn't
that
know
word?
that was a word. Continue.
I assume that it is a word.
Metallurgist.
Metallurgy, alchemy, alchemist, metallurgy. Anyways, he goes, you stupid conspiracy theory fucking theorists out there saying jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Well, look, this is a beam that's not even rated for 1600 degrees or like whatever it is. He's like, this is weaker than steel. And I've got it at, I've got it at 800. That's way lower than the melting rate for steel. Or no, wait. Sorry, it was the opposite. He had something stronger than steel.
Uh-huh.
And he had it below the temperature that steel needs to melt, or whatever. And he goes, watch this. And he's got these like blacksmith gloves on, and my pinky, and he rests his pinky on it, and he just goes, bloop, and he bends it. Cause it like, how do any conspiracy theorists not think about this? The fact that something doesn't go from like a completely sturdy state to liquid. Like that's not how anything works. So you don't need to get a steel beam to its actual melting point for its strength to deteriorate, basically.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was hot as fuck up there. They didn't need to be fucking melting. They just need to be kind of warmed up.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just tip
And
it
they're
over.
gonna get all wobbly. You're gonna get some wobbly steel beams.
Yeah, a lot of weight up there.
Well, then how do you explain Building 7? Anyway. Just kidding.
The only one that I was like, this is a little weird, is the Pentagon one, because there's like that hole that just
Yeah.
gets smaller, like through each wall, and they're like, planes don't do that. Like this is what a missile hole looks like, because it's like a 15-foot hole, and then like an 8-foot hole, and then a like. Anyways, I'm not pushing anything. I'm just saying that's the only one where I was like, that is a little weird. That is a little strange. Where were you, bitch?
Mrs. Rush's biology class, there's not much to it, somebody walked in and was like, a plane hit the Twin Towers. And then we're like, okay. And then like 45 minutes later, they're like, all right, it's got more serious. Another one hit. And they're like, what?
Everybody go home?
Well, then we watched TV for a while.
TV,
and,
yeah. We had the TV on.
Miss
on one of those
Moore-
rolling carts.
Yeah, Miss Moore was crying. The teacher was like, we're under attack. Our country's under attack. And then everyone was able to call their families if they had, any loved ones up in the Northeast, and then or in New York specifically. And then everyone basically went home at second half of the day.
See, I also think that our teachers were sort of like, everything's fine. We're not under attack. Because like that, I think they were doing the opposite of. So I also think that's probably why I was like, oh, it's like something that's not a big deal. Because these adults are telling me that like I'm fine and we're fine.
Yeah.
Obviously later I was like, shit.
Well, I definitely remember them, in the moment, you don't know how wide this thing is going.
Yes.
And so everyone was just kind of like,
With anything.
are they going to come just like start indiscriminately bombing cities around here? And like,
Well, they shut down Disney
Memphis,
World.
Tennessee. Yeah, they did.
They shut it down for like a couple days because they're like, we don't know what's going on.
Right.
I mean, COVID. Who knew about that? But I had a question just because, I don't know, I think we were on the conspiracy theories train. Do you guys know who Theo Von is? I feel like I should know.
The
who this
comedian?
is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
only started hearing of him recently, and he popped up into my For You page on TikTok interviewing. What's his name? What's the guy?
Tom DeLonge?
Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It was so bizarre. It was Bizarro
I saw
World.
that this morning, and it is very bizarre because it's the first time you see Tucker Carlson act like a normal human being.
Wait, so
Like, they're
Theo
just-
Von is, or Tucker Carlson's on Theo Von's
Dude,
podcast?
I genuinely
Bizarre.
thought it was a deep fake or
Okay.
something.
I
or
did
like
too.
a
I
Photoshop.
was like, is
or
this
like
AI? And then I go, maybe I don't know enough about Theo Von because I don't. And I'm like, my little dumb brain was like, I don't understand. How am I supposed to feel?
You don't
What is-
understand about
I didn't.
how he got on there?
Or
Yeah,
like
like-
why Theo Von would give this guy a platform.
Yeah, like why there's conversation with him, or if I'm like,
Just two dudes hanging out. you
I
know,
mean,
on
I
a
guess so.
podcast.
I mean,
What the fuck's
maybe I'll
wrong?
listen to it later, but that blew my mind. I was like, what? Anyways,
Interesting. All right. Well, I wanna
should we
watch that.
have
Yeah,
him on our
it's-
podcast?
Theo Von
Tucker
or
or
Tucker
Theo?
Carlson? Let's have them both on.
Neither will agree. So.
I know, like, no thanks.
Just so everyone knows, I looked up Osama bin Laden's IMDb page.
yeah.
Oh.
How many credits?
He has
Should say at the top.
wow. He's got 153 entries.
Oh my God. Well, it's all. This is archival footage.
Yeah, duh, Ryan. What do you think he was gonna be in like
I wanted him to be an actor.
the Afghanistani like adaptation of Cool Runnings
wanted
or
him to be
something?
a
Like what the
talking-
fuck are you
I
talking
wanted him
about?
to be a talking head in a documentary about himself from his
the
cave.
fuck are you?
All right.
Wow.
Sorry, Ryan.
That's
Sorry, that
disappointing,
was-
yeah.
Yeah,
Damn
it is disappointing. I agree. It's disappointing that Osama bin Laden didn't have a larger acting career.
Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break.
What are we talking? What is the plan for this podcast? Or do we have a plan?
We're gonna get to that actually
Oh, okay, in the
after this
second half?
break.
All right, cool.
Today's podcast episode is sponsored by Babbel. Did you know that interest in learning a new language is only increasing over time? And there tends to be a bit of a spike in the fall because it's the perfect time to pick up a new hobby. Well, with Babbel, you can start speaking a new language in just 3 weeks, just in time to show off at the holidays. Studies from Yale, Michigan State University, and others continue to prove Babbel is better. One study finds that using Babbel for 15 hours is equivalent to a full semester at college. Babbel is designed by real people for real conversations. All of the tips and tools for learning a new language are rooted in real-life situations and delivered with conversation-based teaching. And with over 10 million subscriptions sold, Babbel is real language learning for real conversations. I use Babbel. I love the app. It's super easy to use. The lessons feel quick and interesting, and I'm learning Spanish. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners to get you started right now. Get 55% off your Babbel subscription, but only for our listeners at babbel.com/FHpod. Get 55% off at babbel.com/FHpod, spelled BABBEL.com/FHpod. Rules and restrictions may apply. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, listeners, viewers, everybody out there.
Welcome back. Hey, welcome back.
What was the last book that either of you guys read?
Did you choose this?
Were
you not here yesterday?
Fucking with me?
Yeah, we were talking about books on the live. There's something stuck to my pants.
We were talking about books, and Ryan goes, "Not my medium."
Wait, what book was that? What book were we talking about?
Terry Pratchett or something?
Oh yeah, Terry
Terry
Pratchett.
Pratchett, because it was a costume. Not
Hey,
my
look,
medium.
I used to be a voracious child reader. Okay, I read all of you under the table. I know I
But
did.
the moment your balls dropped,
The moment that
my boy go with them.
the moment that my mommy let me start watching PG-13 and up movies,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. If I have 2 hours, am I gonna ever read a book again, or am I gonna watch another movie?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, the decision's made. I have way more fun watching movies.
yeah.
I like books though.
Do you ever listen to books?
No.
Hell,
I listened
you're
to I
driving?
listened to the Federalist Papers recently from front to back on audiobook.
okay.
It was great. It was very interesting. I
was-
highly recommend.
Have you
It's important.
read or learned? heard about anything from Britney Spears' book?
Oh, the Michelle Williams.
Her
audiobook?
doing the VO of that one thing, like foshes, or like whatever.
No.
Have you heard that clip?
What? No, I haven't heard
What are
it.
you guys talking about?
Britney Spears released an audiobook. A book, and then the audiobook of it was Michelle Williams reading it.
Oh, really?
And apparently
Cool.
she does a spectacular job.
Oh, that's interesting.
I wanna
It's
see
gonna,
how-
help, it's gonna help her get an EGOT.
I'm gonna see if I can just play this clip for you. And maybe it'll be short enough that you can hear it. But basically, like, yeah, Michelle Williams does the narration for the audiobook. You haven't heard any of the stories or anything that came out of it?
I know about the Justin Timberlake, my Memphis homeboy, and his
Oh yeah.
young
what?
aborted pregnancy with him.
Yeah,
and
that
Britney
the dude
Spears.
in the relationship was the terrible one, but the media like displayed it as the woman.
Is that
Right,
right?
guys?
Oh well, yeah. I mean,
Sorry, I didn't know how to articulate myself.
I just thought of this because of like we were talking about conspiracy theories, and last time I talked about conspiracy theories was on the Always Open podcast, and we talked about Britney Spears TikTok and her social media of being kind of weird and like super edited. But I want to see if there's this. So it made me think of her book and her dressing, like Hang on, listen to just this part.
Okay.
Walking our way was a guy with a huge blinged-out medallion. He was flanked by 2 giant security guards. Jay got all excited and said so loud, "Oh yeah, foshes, genuine. What's up, homie?" After
I remember reading
Okay,
that.
that's
I
the
think
clip.
I saw that as in a blurb from the
Yeah.
book.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Genuine.
Foshes. Oh, Justin.
But like also from what I've heard, the excerpts from this book, it's like they are very written like 2002, like the way she describes stuff. Like they were all players. Backstreet Boys was white boys music, and NSYNC listened to black artists, and like just the way that she's describing her time and her memories is very interesting. But there's
You're listening to it?
no, but I've been like getting served this kind of the same way that I'm like Tucker Carlson's on Theo Von. I'm like Michelle Williams narrated her book. All my information is served in bite-sized garbage to me.
Oh my god. For the audio listeners, that was one of our phones. That was not your phone. Put your phone down.
That was my email.
Did I ever tell you about? I might have told this story before about me going up to Jamie Lynn Spears' condo in Destin, Florida.
Why
Go
did
on.
you no, but why did you do this?
Because Britney Spears, there was a big rumor in Destin that Britney Spears' family was going to be in Florida that day, or people had seen them in Destin. And then all of a sudden, there was a big condo high-rise, and somebody was like, there's Jamie Lynn Spears is up there on the balcony. And so then it just like a giant crowd of kids and stuff were down at the beach being like, Jamie. And everyone, we were all singing like the All That theme song and stuff because she had just been on All That. And then all of a sudden these little kids were down there and they're like, that's my cousin. And I'm like, oh, your cousin is Jamie Lynn Spears? You know, and I'm like 14 or
Yeah.
No, I'm 16 because we our band had just had T-shirts get made.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and so then I was like, so then once I met these little kids, I like ran to my house and got one of our band's T-shirts, you know, and Jerry has no skates in this like really bright orange T-shirt. It looked weird, and then I went and gave it to her cousin, and then I was like, "Can you go give this to your cousin?" And she's like, "Okay," and she's like, "You're in a band?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're in a band." And then and then the cousin went and gave it apparently to Jamie Lynn, and then 2 minutes later she runs back down and she goes, "Jamie Lynn wants to see the band," to all the crowd.
Cool.
We're like, "Yeah!" So then me and my friends were in the band, and their brother, my friend's brother, Mark, who wasn't in the band, but he came anyway. We like went up there to her condo and she's like, "Hi." And we're like, "Hey." And we just awkwardly talked to Jamie Lynn Spears there for like 5-10 minutes.
Did you shoot your shot? Did any of you shoot your shot?
Well, I want to say she was like fucking, 13 or
Oh.
12.
I was
12
probably
you
like a
know?
couple years younger than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you were
Oh, okay.
16, probably
Yeah.
13.
So
I don't know
there
the
was no
ages. I just
shooting the
assumed
shot.
She was. I assumed you guys were both teens. That was my assumption.
I have stationery though of hers that says "To Jerry has no skates, love Jamie Lynn Spears" in my scrapbook. So
Nice.
I'll bring that in one day.
Wow.
Yeah. So she has a
Cool.
T-shirt of my band.
And I hope she still has it.
This kid said that that was their cousin, and I was like, no, that kid's a liar. But then you were like, oh, you ran into her room. But I guess if I was a 13-year-old girl too, and I could demand stuff, I'd be like, let me see the band.
Show me the band.
She's pretty shy.
Show me the band of boys.
Yeah.
Well, that's also that. I assume that's what she was like. A band of boys. They're downstairs.
Yeah.
Please, yes, please.
I know.
Yeah.
I similarly in a similar situation. My brother went to high school with Michelle Williams.
Oh.
She went to Helix High in San Diego.
Of audiobook fame.
Mm-hmm. And one single time she came over to our house.
Whoa.
Just to hang out with my brother or whatever. And to this day, my parents refer to her as Shelly. If Michelle Williams is ever mentioned, she go, oh, Shelly. Yes, Shelly.
We know her. Old Shelly.
Wow.
Oh, Shelly Willdog.
I don't have any stories of, being outside a celebrity's condo. I grew up in Midwest Ohio. Ain't nothing there. All that stuff. So, anyways. I wanted to talk about some of the cool stuff that we are currently working on here at Funhaus.
Oh my God, there's too much. We don't have enough time, Lindsay.
I also want to talk shit to the city of Los Angeles if we have time.
I want to hear this.
I have a big beef with them.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. I also wanted to talk about, should I just bring it up now or should I bring it up later?
I don't know. Go for it. I don't know what you're talking about.
This podcast has
the podcast we're on right now?
Yeah, it has an expiration date.
I thought people don't know that yet?
I don't think so.
We're just learning that right now?
I don't think people know that. If people do know that, then when did we, because we never talked about it.
I don't know. Well, yeah, sorry. It's over.
This isn't the last one, right?
No.
This isn't.
Yeah.
There's going to be a few, but,
It's been on life support for a while.
Yes. It's sort of, I think, maybe since its early days, identity has like shifted and
I think originally Lawrence had the name and made it very news centric. It was almost like because Inside Gaming didn't exist, so it's kind of like a way for Inside Gaming to sort of live on.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the podcast was almost the news wing of Funhaus or whatever.
Okay.
But then that I think after Lawrence left, it got passed around. I know that I was in charge of it at one point for a while. And Funhaus, that also got passed around. Podcasts are weird because they get sold.
Yes.
But then the person who is passionate about the podcast maybe moves on. And then you have this thing that is like contractually obligated to continue, but no one really cares or has a plan for it. And like,
I wouldn't necessarily classify it as don't care or have a plan for it.
Well, no, I'm sorry. That was an exaggeration. I meant doesn't have the same like vision and like purpose that it originally started.
I would at least for I don't know about the other past hosts, but like for at least for right now, it's way more just about the fact that that we only have so much bandwidth during the week. And like we were talking about kind of earlier, like, we're already crunching pretty hard on these videos. And then also we're in the videos and stuff. So it kind of creates this whole thing. And so it's more just that we kind of found more and more that we just we had no time, essentially, to put all the time that you would need to make it, a cool podcast. And so
to like develop and research stuff that you would want to talk about,
discussion things, get guests and stuff. It was
create
always
games, add guests,
it
all
kind
that
of became
stuff.
more and more of a last minute thing because we had so much more shit on the docket that it's like, well, we don't want to just, I'd rather not do the podcast than have it be like something that half-assed or a chore.
Understandably, sometimes it is like we're just shooting the shit because there's a fuck ton of other shit going on.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's been like a little bit more put into it, at least like in the days before.
I think we've had some awesome episodes.
We've tried to do some like games and having our friends on, having another person to always come on and talk to is always great, and I think adds variety and interest. And also maybe it's helpful when like big things are going on in that we can talk about. Now, right now, we did shoot this episode a little bit ahead, but usually we're shooting it the same week. And so I wasn't going to be like, originally we were going to shoot this on Monday, and I wasn't going to be like, last night we went to the Bears and Chargers game because like that's dated a little bit. Also, it's like, you know, stuff that I'm thinking about or reading about or that's in the news. It's like I'm reading about and seeing TikToks of like Matthew Perry, and like that's fucking depressing. And so like, what else am I being served? Oh, let me bring up the fact that I thought it was weird that Tucker Carlson was on Theo Von's podcast. But like, you know, otherwise we're definitely I have no problem shooting the shit with you or anybody, but it's
I'll
like
only do it if there's a camera rolling.
But like I also really like doing the very, you know, fun, more thought out stuff like trivia and you know, little games or brackets or any of that kind of stuff. But that takes a lot more time that I just
Pre-pro.
I don't have. I literally came from 4 meetings right before this.
Lindsay's always in meetings.
I just realized something.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That Funhouse if Funhouse had a mascot, like if we made a mascot, it would be a group of little monsters.
Okay.
One named Pre-Pro, one named Pro, and one named Post-Pro.
Pro what? Okay.
This is such an inside baseball joke.
It's not a joke.
No.
This is a real thing that John is
It
pitching.
literally could be. We could have a mascot. Funhouse would probably thrive with a mascot. We could sell merch. Pre-Pro, Pro, get over here.
And you know, I definitely don't want to like lament too much, and like I you know, I think people give feedback of like, we don't want to hear how much work it is for you guys. Oh, we don't want to hear how hard it is. But it's
Who
like,
the fuck says that?
you know, like
One commenter somewhere.
maybe anybody. You know, like it's not like a complaining type of thing, but like any podcast that I watch or listen to, I am like, wow, I'm sure that so much work goes into this, because that's the kind of podcast that I like. You know, like. Anything
Theo
that I listen
Von.
to. Theo Von, yeah. Well, I've never listened to it, but I'm gonna listen to this one.
Tucker Carlson's podcast.
Does he have a
and Theo
podcast?
Von's podcast. Yeah.
Oh.
Tucker Carlson has a podcast?
I think so. On Twitter or something.
Oh, on Twitter.
Yeah, he got fired.
No, it's on the like alt-right Twitter, whatever that's called. It's called Republicist.
Rumble?
Oh yeah.
Rumble?
Truth Social?
Anyways. So, you know, we have a few more episodes of this podcast left in this year, but after the end of this year, it's gonna go away. But that's not to say that.
So it's through the end of the year. So at the end of the year, at the end of December.
Well, I think the last air date is mid-December, so we'll have a few more fun episodes. So I also wanted to say in the comments, what kind of things do you want us to talk about?
For our remaining episodes?
Yeah, for remaining episodes, what do you want us to talk
The
about?
greatest hits of
cover.
the podcast. What have been your favorite episodes?
Remember that one time?
Just all clips of
let's do
Bruce.
that.
Remember that one time Lindsay was like, "Did you go to Disney World?" And I was like, 9/11.
Yeah, that was one of the best ones ever. We should redo that.
However, I also will say that, you know, Funhouse is still producing another podcast. I talked about it at the beginning of this one, Trash for Trash. It's a movie podcast. And, you know, I think if there's ideas amongst the people on this team that they go, hey, I want to maybe do a podcast where we talk about X a certain amount of times a month.
The
you
new
know,
Twitter?
I want to do a
Still do-
podcast where we talk about our new mascot, Pre-Pro.
anyways.
I'm the prepo. I don't know. I don't do anything. I just make the plans. I'm Popo. I'll do what you tell me to do,
We should get the Bin
but I'll
Laden.
never finish it.
We should cast the Bin Ladens as the voices.
Oh my god! And I'm Post-Pro. I do all the heavy lifting and may fix all the mistakes.
I bring it to life.
Yeah, climb on my back, Pro.
Anyways. I was just gonna say, you know, that since this time of year does seem to go by fast, so those episodes are gonna come and go, and it's gonna be Christmas Day before we know it. Wait,
dare.
back up,
Merry
back
Christmas.
up. It's my birthday before we know it.
Aw.
Don't you dare!
Happy birthday.
It's the day before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You're having another Christmas party, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have. Are you gonna come to my Christmas party?
Yes, when?
Are you gonna
I will
remember
tell you
on
when.
Christmas?
No,
Oh.
it's not on Christmas. I can't.
Did you
even-
hear what I said?
No.
Lindsay said, "Are you gonna come to my Christmas party?" And I said, "Are you gonna remember it this time?"
Because he doesn't. You don't even remember.
I don't remember.
I think you had finished a pub crawl when you came.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, like when okay, yeah.
Yeah. So this was the one where I think Charlotte said that it looked like you were on a boat because whenever she would look over, you were like leaning.
Yeah,
I was swaying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was yeah. I was at the end of a pub crawl, Santa Con.
You held your own.
Barely. I just remember at some point James. What was James doing? Where he was like, "Hey, Ryan wants to make an announcement or something," and I'm like sitting there like so fucked up out of my mind.
I think it was that you were trying to tell a story about something that had happened, but then you were never getting to it or something like that.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, it was about the Rainbow Gathering.
Oh, right.
It's like the guys. And Norman's like, finally, James was like, "What is it? What is the Rainbow Gathering?" I just couldn't get it out. Like, I don't think we ever talked about it. Anyway,
we've talked about those. My brother or my sister has been to a lot of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. We should all go to a Rainbow Gathering one day as a Funhouse. It's free.
Like I said, the Rainbow Gathering is going to be here before we know it, in the blink of our eyes. In the blink of our eyes. However, we are doing a lot of fun stuff, before that on the channel. Like we've got an Extra Life stream that we're doing where we're fundraising money for children's hospitals.
Why?
On the Funhouse channel.
Raising money for children and not us? No, thank you. I will not be participating.
I don't even I can't play with this bit because it's just upsetting. So it's raising money for children's hospitals. We're doing more truckers live streams, which I don't know if you were in and out of that. I know that you joined for some of that.
I was a hitchhiker.
And people really loved that. I really loved watching that. It was really funny. And we also are doing
and a lot lizard.
And a lot lizard, yeah. So there's another one of those coming on the channel, and then we're doing Thanksgiving. So the week before Thanksgiving, we're doing a live stream. We're calling it Thanksgiving. It just came to me. I'm sure people have used it before.
Oh yes, they have.
But I was like, it'll be a live stream, and we'll get high because we wanted to do another high stream.
I'm gonna do an experiment on Thanksgiving.
You're not gonna get high?
No, I'm going to attempt to get eating weed high because I no matter how much weed I eat, we've talked about this. It does not affect me.
Really?
Pretty much, So I'm like, I'm gonna push the limit.
I like that.
Try
I
to
like
see
that.
if I can actually.
That's something I've been thinking about recently too, because I started smoking again, and edibles get you different high.
They do, yeah.
And
I don't
vapes
like
get
it.
you
I
different
don't like
high.
it that much either. Yeah.
Vapes also. When you hit a vape, it's different than hitting a pipe
I
or a
agree.
bong.
Or joint?
Yep.
Yes, also a joint. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, for that maybe we can, if we smoke, we'll smoke outside. But otherwise, you can take an edible.
Something that I want to do, maybe we could broach it to the audience. Is
Mm-hmm.
what I want is for us to have a griddle in the room there, and I will make those cinnamon toast crunch pancakes. That I have a box. I have a box of cinnamon toast crunch pancakes. I bought them last year, like a year ago.
Can you be trusted with a griddle?
Yes.
High?
Yes.
Really high?
Yeah.
How many milligrams do you usually eat when you're getting high?
I rarely take edibles, but
Okay,
when
what
I
do you
have, I take like 2.
Dude, what
Because
the
it
fuck?
makes me so
I
scared.
do 20 milligrams.
Okay, you do 20?
Yeah.
20?
And that usually gets me high.
Yeah, that would not get me high for one. But like, I went into
I
the
get so
dispensary
anxious.
the other day, and this one guy who definitely looked cracked out. I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm looking for some edibles. Like, they never seem to work on me. Like, what's some edibles with somebody with a high tolerance?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I only use these." And it's like it's like this black box, and it has.
Was he shaking?
Yeah, it was like 240 total, but he's like each one of these is like 27 milligrams. He's like, and I ate 2 full boxes, and I'm still coming down for 3 days. And I'm like,
fuck.
Okay, that's an endorsement. Thank you. But like, so then I tried to do this. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have so I ate 1, didn't really do anything, and then I basically.
How long did you wait?
What?
How long do you wait?
No, I mean I ate 1 during the whole night and it didn't do much. And then the next day or a couple days later, I was like, one didn't
Try
work.
again.
I'm gonna try
I gotcha.
1.5. You know what I mean? And that didn't really work. And then at some point, I was like, I'm gonna do 2. That's like fucking 50 milligrams. Barely. I'm like, I think I'm high.
I think it, like my eyes kind of feel a little maybe like watery or something, but like it was like it's certainly I don't know.
So Ryan, they sell cookies and brownies and stuff that have 100 in them, and it's just one single.
You just like nibble
thing
on
that
it.
has 100.
Okay, I don't know.
So I think we should get you like 5 of those probably.
Well,
is it dangerous?
No,
to eat so many
it's
milligrams?
not. It's not dangerous at all to eat
Worst I can do is
500
just freak
milligrams
out.
of weed.
Well,
okay, first of all,
now I know he's not telling you the truth.
first of all, for this kind of experiment, I think off the clock. Do your experiments off
I don't
the
think.
clock.
No, I
No.
disagree.
This
I don't
needs
wanna
to
be
be seen
held-
by the
No,
audience.
I don't.
No, I'm not. Okay, not 500. We'll do 450.
All right.
Well,
No, I like the way you're thinking, and I think we should figure something out for that day for you, so that you can get Thanksgiving.
Lindsay's
time.
face. For audio listeners, Lindsay has a face. She's making a face.
It's just
And we will look into the medical
implications.
Implications, yeah.
Anyways, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I'm excited for that. And then you know what I really want to try, and I'd love for you guys to participate in some of this when I do this. There's a
LSD?
mod. Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
500 milligrams of LSD.
I think I know the mod you're talking
There's
about.
a mod to make a multiplayer happen in The Sims 4.
Mhm.
And so I've done some Sims content on the channel, and I've created all of us, and we have a story arc that we had been going through for like a year. I think we touched on it during the August marathon stream just to check in. However, wouldn't that be so fun if we did a live stream playing Sims 4 and everybody can control their own Sims that I made for them?
Yes.
So one idea I had for
Sounds
that,
fun.
and I don't know if it's the podcast best place, but one idea I thought that might be fun was if you did it in single cam controlling yourself, but then other people were in multicam off camera controlling the Sims in it, and we were just in like a Discord call or something. So you're actually interacting with us through the game rather than all of us being like in a room together. I thought that might be funny. Just role play wise.
Yeah, I mean, that is what the idea is.
Okay.
But I think just for ease, we would do it in the same room. But we would all be communicating through the thing. Like, through the headsets, the way that we do when we stream in that room. So isn't that the same idea? Or are you saying I wouldn't hear? You guys wouldn't be.
No, I was
talking to
saying
me?
you do it in single cam with a group, but then other people from the show or that are live in our hype house would do it in multicam. So they wouldn't be seen. So the only thing you'd see is their character in the game talking, like GTA RP.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we can workshop some ideas because I still got to do all the testing for that and make sure it's all going to work properly and all that.
I love the fucking GTA RPs when you hear a real person talking, but it's like the character and it's.
We tried to do GTA RP. We did a one-off video. It didn't hit right. I think there's something there, but it's just sort of figuring out what that is.
Yeah, I think the issue with that is that a lot of the golden clips come from streamers that stream for 9 hours.
It's
and
so much. They're recording so much. Or streaming.
One funny thing happens in that 9-hour RP stream.
Yeah. Now, I totally get what you're saying. So I think there's something there, but I really enjoyed when you had put together this RP world that was Funhaus videos
Cops.
in 2019. Yeah, with
Justice Brothers or something. Like that.
I don't know. Elise was Pepper T first day on the force, and I lost it, and I was like, haha. And I'd been friends with some of the guys for a while, so I knew them because we all worked at Machinima together. But I never watched Funhaus videos. I never watched them. I was like, whatever.
But then you saw that, and you were like,
I was like, oh, this is funny.
oh,
I was like, this is my favorite Funhaus thing.
I influenced Lindsay before I met her.
Yeah, I was like, except for I didn't know you, so.
Yes, but my work influenced you.
Your work, yeah.
You are the my video was the reason that you came to Funhaus, right? Is that what you just said?
That was Elise is the reason I came to Funhaus.
Damn it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll retcon it.
So we have that, and then also for Thanksgiving weekend, we're gonna run. Again, it's one of these things I gotta make sure I can get it working. I'm gonna run FHTV so you can watch. Over your break, over your Thanksgiving break, you want to escape from your family, or hey, your family's cooking dinner and you just want to put it on the TV and go, I got great holiday content we can watch. Put up the Funhaus TV live stream. It's going to be playing I think there's 9 days worth of videos, but we're only going to do it for 4 days, but you can watch it throughout the whole weekend. catch up on some stuff that you missed, just put it on the background. Fall
Is there
asleep,
going to be
wake
a
up, take a bath.
back-to-back marathon of all 3 seasons of Ryan's Bargain Bin over Thanksgiving? That sounds like the best holiday ever.
It's not. It's random.
Well, what?
But people might get to watch all of them.
Well, it's actually, we're doing an ARG where they have to watch the whole weekend to see the whole season.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there will be little secrets. Just for you, Ryan.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
We have the big Dragon Force video coming out.
Oh,
well, that by the time this comes out, that came out.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Oh,
before
So
that,
hopefully
I
people
wanted to
go
say
watch it.
something. What were we just talking about? Literally right before Dragon Force came out.
The live
About-
stream.
The Thanksgiving live stream.
Yeah, the 4-day.
Right, okay.
I
Sorry.
think it'll be 4
Brain
days.
fart. I should have just let it go. But I was going to make an anecdotal joke that said, and if your family's toxic, come hang out in the Funhaus chat because we got a real positive crew there.
Thank you, John, for that.
If you need a different
That's it.
family, you join the Funhaus family. Anyways, Dragon Force,
Yeah, it's going to be a good video.
it's out. Go watch it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's out right now.
It's out right now.
True. Even though I haven't edited it right now in the present day. But
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right.
You know, because time is weird.
Time travel.
Time travel. It'll be here before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone see The Creator?
Nope. No one did.
No.
Not one human being on earth has seen that movie.
All right. Never mind then.
Anyways. So, yeah. Is there any fun stuff that's coming up that you guys are excited about to work on? To
My
stream,
car
to
got
do?
towed.
Wait, what?
My car got towed.
Did you leave it overnight at the...
Ryan, what did I tell you yesterday? Do you remember yesterday when we had a conversation about this?
What was it?
You said that you'd left your car so long that it wasn't starting up.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, you have to like move it or else they'll tow it for being inactive.
Yeah. And
That was literally yesterday.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah.
Well, right. And it happened. You were
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You were right and I was wrong. And then I finally tracked it down and it's just so fucked up all the different steps I have to
Dude.
go through.
Getting your tar code is one of the most frustratingly like you feel like you've been used, you've been tricked and like put through the fucking ringer.
Well, I mean, it is partially my fault because I left it outside. Once it started fucking up and I was having to hot wire it to get everywhere, then I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to not put any more time or effort into this.
Sorry, real quick. We're talking about your old car.
My convertible. Yes.
Ah, not
that
your
car.
new car. Because I was about to be like, God damn, you have the worst luck with cars.
No.
No, this is the car that wouldn't die.
This
So
is the car
your
that
convertible-
died, and then all of a sudden I just parked it outside of our house, and then went and started car shopping. And I was like, all right, I'll trade that in at some point. But I just got lazy, didn't do it yet, whatever. But then somebody offered me $700 for it last week.
Was it a viewer or was it a
It
friend?
was just a random person who's like, I've seen this car. Like, you put a note under my windshield wiper. He's like, call me. And then I was like, yeah, okay. And then we talked, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to go shop it around and see if I can get a better offer, first.
Uh-huh.
And then in that time, somebody called the cops on my car. And this is the worst part, is that not only had I had it not, that I hadn't moved it, I never registered it.
Ryan, no!
So it's just like somebody else.
It's been a year. It's been an entire year.
I know. So now it's gone. And now the only thing is that there's just stuff inside it that I want. Like I have a guitar inside of it and shit. So it's like I have to go find this car so that I can get that shit out, but I'm never going to see it
Holy
again after
shit,
that.
you can't get the car because it's
Yeah.
not registered to you.
Right. Yeah. It's a problem.
So you can't get the stuff.
Well, I could, but I would have to go through I'd have to go to the DMV, pay for the registration, get it registered in my name. I have to go and get release forms from 2 different government agencies, and then I have to go to the tow company and then show them all this stuff and pay them the towing fee plus whatever, and then I get the car, this piece of trash that I'm just going to, give to somebody for nothing.
So
it's not worth it, essentially.
I think the question is,
How do I get my guitar out of there? I got to go in late at night. I got to, with a reconnaissance mission in full black. What were you going to say?
well, I was going to say, will all of that, to get your car back, will it cost more than $700?
More, it'll annoy me enough to where I would prefer to just not do it. Yeah.
So then the other question is, do you need that stuff that's in your car?
I'd like to have that guitar back and at least some of the fucking
Why did you not register?
T-shirt.
Sorry,
your
hold
car?
on. I misspoke. I said, do you want the stuff that's in your car? But It's not your car.
Well, it is my car. In the glove compartment.
It's not.
Well, in the
Prove
glove
it.
compartment is a title with my name on it. So I mean, I could prove that.
You bought your car.
But you can't
I have a
get
question.
into the car.
I can't get into the car because
So you can't prove
the
it.
battery is dead now. So I'd have to like get someone to shimmy it open.
Let's back it up. Back it
Yeah.
up. You bought the car straight up. You didn't take out financing for that?
I bought it straight up from some
So
random
that was your
person.
title.
Yeah, he signed over the title, but then he was like, "You got to take this to the DMV, and then they'll." And he was like, "I'll be nice," and basically he said that he gave it to me for not very much money, so that the registration wouldn't be that much money.
Oh, he wrote a lower number than what you paid him?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
should I be admitting all this on the internet?
Well, you never went through with it, Ryan, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
That guy
That
sounds
never
like he
happened.
was trying to get you to commit fraud.
Well, this guy's definitely sketchy because right after this is when all those somebody took out started renting cars in my name and started.
You think it was him?
He's one of the. There's only like a couple people that have a copy of my ID, and it's him, and then the weed delivery places that I use.
It's definitely not the weed delivery places.
Okay, well then it's probably them.
Well, hold on. Did you do weed delivery through a website?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's all in a system that's. You don't need to worry about that.
Trying to process like things that happen to Ryan, like making me mentally exhausted. Like I have so much, like I feel bad for you, but I'm like flabbergasted and like.
I even got pulled over one time in this year, like on my way to WrestleMania, and the guy's like, he's like, "Hey, this is your car, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "It's registered to you." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yes." But he never like came back and go, "Yeah, I ran this in the system. I don't see,
Well, he never asked for your registration.
He never asked for it.
Okay,
He
one more
just
question.
took my word for it.
When did the current registration expire? Like what year, what date? Did you know that?
2021 or something like that. Like it has like a.
It was expired when you bought it?
Yeah, they were like, go get this.
So
renewed.
you've never changed the stickers.
No, yeah. I just kept waiting to either get a ticket and then go figure it out.
Well, I'm actually doing that right now. My registration expired, and it's this whole fucking thing where like, because I lived in Kansas City for 6 months.
Yeah.
That when I changed that for my car insurance, I didn't update the DMV.
Okay.
But I guess in their system they saw that your car's like registration location doesn't match your insurance now, but I didn't hear anything about that. And then I came back 6 months later. And now it's like I've gone through the website and everything. Basically, they think I live in San Diego, and I can't convince them that I live up here. And all of my DMV mail keeps going to fucking San Diego, even though I filled out a change of address, all that stuff. Yeah, so I hear you with the bureaucratic stuff.
Ryan, is your new car registered?
My new car is registered. Everything's good. That's one of the best parts about buying it from a fucking dealer is that they deal with all that shit and then send it to you in the mail.
Yeah. Well, and then you have to register it again. You have to renew it in a year.
What? Oh, in a year.
You have to renew it in a year.
Yeah.
Well, it's
They'll
actually
send
not.
you-
It might not even be a year because sometimes when you buy a car, it like the registration gets passed over, so the expiration date of that registration
Especially
isn't
if
actually
it's not new.
Yeah, it isn't actually 12 months after you bought the car. It's whatever it was when that registration was.
You should check the sticker on the back of your car and see what the month is.
Yeah.
It'll say 2024 probably, but you need to check the month. No, and one thing I learned in my very early 20s is don't fucking be late on that shit because it'll go from, hey, your registration fee is $75 to, oops, I didn't do this for a while. Now it's $1,000.
Yep.
I need help.
Yeah.
And now my car registration is way more expensive than $70 because this is society and
it's an EV car.
It's an EV. It's newer. That's why, and it's worth a little bit more than like my $4,000 Chevy Aveo that I had.
My 2013 Hyundai Elantra is reaches 10-year warranty, so the engine can go out at any point and I'll be fucked.
Yeah.
Well, make sure you get your car registered, and then also help us raise money for children's hospitals across America during this live stream.
No.
And leave us comments below about what kind of shit you want us to talk about in the final episodes, and whatever.
Ryan, did you ever talk about how, like on the podcast or in any Funhouse stuff, how the top wouldn't open?
The top opened, but it just
had a little problem with it. Yeah, because it came down on my
What I
head.
mean is, did you talk about that?
Maybe at some point. I don't remember. It all blends
We've
together.
talked about it. Yeah.
It's been a whole saga of this car this whole past year.
No,
Yeah, I hate cars.
You really loved it for a while.
I loved it for a while, but
My favorite thing
I like
is
my new one though.
Yeah, my favorite thing is you said when you bought it, you said as long as it lasts a year.
Yeah.
And it lasted 11 months.
Yeah.
Which is almost a year.
It's so unsatisfying. I don't know.
Exactly. You think that if it had happened 1 month later, do you think you would have been okay with it?
To be honest, no.
Yeah. That was what I told you a year ago when you said as long as it lasts a year, and I said say that in a year.
I regret it. Whatever. I'm moving on. I learned my lesson.
Learn
my lesson.
Welcome to the EV
Let's move
Club.
on.
Welcome to the EV Club.
Thank you.
That's gonna be all for today. And do you have anything else? Any other bones to pick? No, we can say goodbye if you got.
I mean, you asked about upcoming stuff. It already came out, but if you haven't seen it and you remember, the cook-off video finally dropped after months of planning and rescheduling and everything. So
Really
definitely
funny,
wanna go
really
watch that.
funny.
The outcome, the end of that video is just. I think everyone needs to
Worth a
experience
watch.
it. Yeah, worth a watch.
I'm way smarter than I appear and come off on in that video. John just edited me to look like a fucking total idiot.
Ryan, that's how you look in every video.
So, well,
Wait, can you be more specific?
nope, just the entire first half.